Therapists are not magicians. They can't wave a magic wand and change your disabled child into a typical one. What they do offer is the opportunity to help your child be the best version of themselves that they can be. And the sooner we accept that, then the journey becomes a little bit easier and a whole lot more helpful. Let's hear what Aaliyah has to say about the role of the parent.
Action.
Okay, Daddy. A classic example of a physical disability is somebody who is in a wheelchair.
Okay.
Aaliyah, what is the parent's role in helping the child to achieve the goals that both you and the parent set out for the child?
Well, first of all, the parent is the expert on the child. We are the experts in the therapy, but you know your child, and your role as a parent is to work with the therapist to figure out what activities will be best for your child, and to also work with the therapist to give feedback on what's going on at home, to carry out the activities that we would recommend that you carry out during the week. The parent, sometimes it's a little difficult for them to know what to do when they get home, so that's the role of the OT, to guide the parent, maybe even demonstrate what they can do at home. And yeah, really, everybody has to work together. One hand doesn't clap.
All right, let me ask you another question I think is very important for parents who are new to this. Fixing, curing, denial, guiding. Which one is the reality for the OT?
Guiding and treating, but with well, for me in particular, my aim is not to strive for a perfect child that's not your child. My aim is for your child to be the best he or she could be. So that might not be, curing autism or fixing an issue. It could be, all right, let's work with this child where he or she is and figure out what he or she needs to be the best that they can be. So a lot of times it can't be about fixing, because whatever is going on might not be fixed, but we can make it better, and we could learn to use what we have to help the child be a little more successful.
All right, I want to quote something you said in your article for the Footsolia series when you were featured. You said, when he took those steps, she had tears in her eyes, and admittedly, I wanted to cry too. Because not only was that a major milestone in his life, it was proof of the wonders of this career. This boy's father did not believe in therapy up until that point, did not see the benefit of it. After that moment, he had no choice but to change his tune. So I come across a lot of parents who are sometimes in denial. And one of the things we do when we're in denial is we dismiss things, because we're afraid that if we have to face it, it means we have to accept it, and we have to accept that it's real, such as our child having some type of special need. So Aaliyah, what would you say to any new parent who is now going through this, that would help them to understand the value of their child and the experience that they're going to have with the child, in their relationship, not only with the child, but with you as a therapist or with any therapist that they might encounter and work with?
Well, it's easy for me to say, quicker accepted, the easier it will be. But not having a child with a disability myself, I don't know what anybody is going through, and I don't know anybody's situation. But I will say that every child you come across, you have to work with the child first and look at the child first. Every child, no matter what they are going through or what condition they might have, is still a child, and they want to be loved, and they want to play, and they want to learn. And I think that if you see the child as an individual, then maybe that might help with acceptance. And there are a lot of professionals and a lot of people who can support you to be able to go through what you're going through, to help you deal with it, and will be able to guide you accordingly. But yes, the quicker there's acceptance, the easier the journey will be, because the sooner you start with therapy, the quicker you might get results, or the quicker you might have things happening. And I know it's not an easy process for anybody at all, but there are a lot of ways that you can maybe deal with what's going on or learn to deal with it. There are a lot of support groups and a lot of avenues that you could use to help you as much as you need help.
Thank you, Leah. Well said. So in closing, I want to say that OT, to me, in the beginning of my experience, working with Sarah, who you know very well, it gave me a lot of hope, because I wasn't sure what to expect with Isaiah. It gave me a lot of hope. And I also want to do one more quote from you from the same article that you wrote, because I think it's really important that parents understand just how much hope OTs bring to any child's life, any family's life who may be dealing with any type of challenge, where an OT's presence is required. So you said of your experience, while there are those challenges that continue to arise, the precious moments I get to be part of touch my heart and continue to let me know that this is the best possible career I could have chosen. Seeing a child complete a task for the first time, hearing that he was able to play catch with children in the neighborhood, doing well in exams and completing them on time. These are the many moments that make each day worthwhile. I have learned that it's the small moments that truly matter, and all accomplishments, big and small, are noticed and celebrated. So I just want to say, Aliyah, thank you so much for being here with us. Thank you for your contribution to all our children's lives. And for all the parents who may be looking on, I just want to say, this is the truth of what you deal with when you get to work with an OT, and there's always hope. So thank you.
Thank you, Laura.
Thank you. The reason most children with any type of disability require therapy is to help them cope with or overcome any particular challenge they may face. For those in our society who cannot afford these services privately, it is like damning their children's potential into a black hole. It is imperative that we begin to ask that these services are installed into our public health and education sectors as an investment in our children's future. We look forward to sharing more with you as we continue to expose you to everything disabilities related. Until then, don't forget to like our Facebook pages, Cause and Effect, a very special disabilities forum, and you can also subscribe to our YouTube Cause and Effect channel. See you soon.